Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to go through how I passed the Canadian basic drone exam in order to get my license to fly with no studying. Well, almost no studying. Stick around. Before we get started, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and click the little bell to be notified of any new videos that we post in the future. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. Also, you can follow me on Twitch where you can chat and ask questions live with me. Link down below in the description. You can also follow me on Instagram where you can check out some of my photography I've done over the years. Again, link down below. So it's May 2020. We're in the middle of the pandemic lockdown and it's looking like things are letting up a little bit. I'm a recent father over the past year and my daughter is having her first birthday coming up next month. So a shout out to all the fathers out there. Hope you're all doing well. So we live in Canada fairly close to the Rocky Mountains. And so there's a lot of opportunity for hiking and some great scenery for us to take video and photos with the family together. I started looking into drones because some of the footage I've seen that you can take with them is fairly fantastic. So I dug into it to find out what are some of the best drones out there, and quickly ran across the fact that you need a drone license in order to fly your drone. This is something that came about last year, right around this time. I think it was June 1st, 2019. And there's tons of videos and forum posts and all that delve into this. And there was a lot of complaining about these new regulations that came into effect, especially in Canada. And I believe it's fairly similar in many other places around the world as well. After watching some of these videos and reading up on this, I got fairly discouraged fairly quickly that maybe this wasn't for me. I just wanted to get a drone and do some photography and videos. And I didn't want to go through a big licensing and take courses and spend more money to figure out how to do this. The cost of the drone is enough of a hurdle to get over, let alone all these exams and such. So I kind of put it to bed for a little while, discouraged and pushed away from wanting to look into getting a drone. After a time, I went back and looked, and I decided, well, it's only $10. It's a multiple choice exam. It's 35 questions. I got to get 65% on it. And I can do it as many times as I want. I thought, you know what? I don't have a drone, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens here. So I read up on Part 9 of the Canadian Aviation regulations that you can see here. That's all I did. I just read this document. Now, this document is everything. It has everything you need in order to be a full-fledged pilot. But all you need to read here is just Part 9 and specifically the subsection 1. So that's the 900 to 901s. There's a subsection 2 which isn't filled out yet, and a subsection 3 which I think is for more advanced licenses. So there's an advanced drone pilot's license, and then there's also a special flight operations certificate. All you need to do is just read subsection 1 of Part 9 of the Canadian Aviation regulations. I did that. I read it once. I didn't take any notes. And then I just did the exam. The exam, again, as I said, consists of 35 questions. You need to get 65% on it, and they're broken up into different sections. There's 8, which you can see here. The first section there's 14 questions of the 35 are based on that. And most of those questions deal with Part 9, these new drone regulations. So right there, you're getting a big bang for your buck just by reading that one document. And what's good about it, as you do the exam and you see the multiple choices, you're going to see the question and go, I remember that because I just read it. And you can go back and reference the question to the document and say, yep, that's what it was, confirmed it, answered, done. So I aced that part. That was no problem at all. For the rest of the questions, there's 2 questions. I can't remember the exact breakdown, but there's, I think, 5 in weather or 5 in radio, I think. It's 5 in radio. A lot of sections only have 2 questions on them, but just use Google. It's an open book. You're fully allowed to just Google whatever question you want. And that's how I was able just to find the answers I needed. A lot of people would say that you need to take a course to learn how to do all this. You need to have all these different documents open, not only the Canadian Aviation regulations, but there's this AIM document, which I can't remember what that stands for, some other documents, some other websites. And so I had all this stuff open on my computer. I didn't need any of it. All I had was the Part 9 up. I just used that for reference. Everything else I Googled. If you just use a little bit of common sense, it's fairly easy. There is one other tip I will give you here, and that is some of the questions can be a little bit vague, and it's a little bit hard to decide what is the right answer. It seems like multiple answers are the correct ones. For this, you're just looking for the best answer. Hone in on the sort of the keywords in that question. That's what I really found helped. Using that, I was able to answer those questions. And so for the exam, you have an hour and a half to do it. It took me 45 minutes to get through it, and I took my time. I took a lot of time. If I got stuck in a question, I just stayed with it, pieced it apart, and figured out what the best answer was. After 45 minutes, I could have gone back to any question. The exam lets you do that. You can go back to any question, change your answer, take that extra time to review. But I was so confident in my answers after 45 minutes, I just hit submit. So I wrote the whole exam, didn't go back and check my answers, and I got back an 88%. I had missed 4 questions of the 35. So obviously I'm pretty happy with that. But what it showed is that really all you needed to do is just be aware of the new regulations specifically for the drones. Use your common sense and just Google it. It's really a test about how well you can search for things on the internet, if I'm brutally honest. So as an example, I'll give you I had a question about fog, but I'll use one here on clouds. So I just made this question up here, but it's similar to kind of what I got, and it was vague enough that I wasn't quite sure what the right answer was. But what I want to point out here is hone in on those keywords. So here's the example question. What type of clouds are formed near mountains and above warm ground that typically produce rain? And your options are cirrus, cumulonimbus, lenticular, and stratus. When I got the question that I got that was about fog, I have no idea what that could possibly be. So in this example, we're asking about how do clouds form. And you can see how it would be an issue, particularly with rain. You know, that could affect your drone for the flight, so you should be aware of it. So what we want to do here is just Google how do clouds form. You type that in, and the first link you get is a description, very simple description of different ways that clouds form in different conditions. What you want to look at here is, if I highlight the keywords here, near mountains, warm ground, and rain. We can see that looking at the link that I had found, and you can go ahead and just search, and any one of those links that I'm sure will work for you. You can probably just even go into Wikipedia. I can see that cirrus clouds and lenticular clouds form near mountains and are caused by warm grounds and warm air rising up by those mountains. Okay, so those are 2 possible answers. But then it needs to produce rain, and cirrus and lenticular clouds do not produce rain. Cumulonimbus clouds do. And for those who are not aware of, cumulonimbus are thunderclouds. So clearly they produce rain, and they form near mountains. They are caused by warm ground heating the air, rising up, and that's what forms the cloud itself, and it produces rain. Even though there's 3 here that look like are possibilities, cirrus, lenticular, and cumulonimbus, the only one that's the best answer here is the cumulonimbus. So that would be the answer here. So that's my only tip I would give when you get these kind of vague questions. But outside of that, that's it. Hope this helps prevent anyone from getting discouraged about chasing after this hobby. It's all online, and after you've done the exam and you pass, you immediately get your license online. You download it, print it off, you're ready to go. Yeah, really the only barrier for me now is just the cost. I still have not got a drone, but I think they're really, really amazing things. And again, with the footage that you can produce. I hope to do a few more videos on this, and I find it rather interesting that even though I don't have a drone, I'm going to be passing on some knowledge here that hopefully you guys will enjoy. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was helpful. Please feel free to comment down below with any questions or thoughts you might have for any new videos you'd like to see in the future. Please do hit that thumbs up and give us a like if you enjoyed this video. And hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell there to be notified of any new videos. It really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And again, feel free to follow me on Twitch, where you can chat with me live, and we can discuss drones or whatever subject you might want to talk about, and we can deal with some questions there and talk about various different hobbies and subjects. Very much do enjoy interacting with the community in that way. So also, you can find me over on Instagram and check out some of my photography, so feel free to follow me on that as well. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.